Nghe Lữ trân trọng kính chào quý khán thính giả người Việt khắp nơi và kính thưa quý vị, hôm nay là ngày 8 tháng 10 năm 2002. Nghe Lữ đang có mặt ở tại Việt Museum ở trong History Park. Thưa quý vị, tại đây ngày hôm nay đó có một cái event, đó là cái event mang tên là Thank You America. Vâng, thưa quý vị, 47 năm sau cái ngày Cộng sản kiến chiến miền Nam thì người Việt đã bỏ nước ra đi vì không chấp nhận cái thế giới cộng sản, đã có mặt khắp nơi trên thế giới, và riêng Hoa Kỳ là một xứ sở đã cưu mang rất là đông, trên 2 triệu người Việt đã có mặt tại đây. Và thưa quý vị, chúng tôi hôm nay được biết được rằng cái tổ chức IRCC có tổ chức một cái buổi gọi là Thank You America, và những hình ảnh mà chúng tôi ghi nhận được như sau, thưa quý vị.
And thank you all for coming today. And at this time, I would like to ask if you can please rise for the national anthem, American national anthem. Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight last gleaming o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. The former Republic of Vietnam anthem. Này công dân ơi, quốc gia đến ngày giải phóng, đồng lòng cùng đi hy sinh tiếng gì thật sâu, vì tương lai quốc dân cùng sống và vươn lên, làm sao cho núi sông từ nay luôn vững bền. And at this time, I would like to introduce to you Mr. Hồng Cao, director of the Viet Museum, and he's going to make 1-minute remark to us.
Kính chào quý vị, tiếp theo lời của cô Mỹ Linh, và tôi cũng xin bổ túc là trong số hàng những quan khách của Việt Nam ở tại đây, chúng tôi có những cái hội đoàn, tất cả những người ở trong hội là hội cựu quân nhân, trong đó có hội Việt Nam quân, Hải quân và Liên hội. Chúng tôi xin thành thật cảm ơn, và luôn cả hội nữ quân nhân. Gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the organizing committee, I would like to express my welcome to all of you today to celebrate the day, very important, and it's a very, for me, it's a very meaningful event. It's a Thank You America Day. We thank you for America, the land of hope, the land of freedom, the land of opportunity. And also we thank you for the people of this country to open hand, receive us, give us a chance to rebuild our life here. And thank you very much. And we would like to introduce Mr. Cương Đức Nguyễn. He's a former minister in South Vietnam, and he will have some speech to welcome you today.
Dear U.S. Congresswoman Zoe Lofgren, U.S. Congresswoman Anna Eshoo, Congressman Mike Honda, distinguished guests. I'm very honored today to stand before you, the elected officials of the American people, to welcome you to our Thank You America Day events. There are 3 aspects surrounding the presence of the Vietnamese community in this country. First, why we are here. Second, how we got here. Third, whom we should be thankful for. Why we are here? We are here because we could not live in tyranny and oppression under communism. We had fought valiantly, as shown by the monument surrounding you here, dedicated to our fallen heroes. Our soldiers had fought to the last bullets. Our people have kept the faith to the bitter end. How we got here? Mainly in flimsy fishing boats crammed in with 40 to 50 people, with enough water and food for a few days, often without a compass. Let's listen to President Jimmy Carter in his message to us on the occasion of the 32nd anniversary in 2008. I am honored to have played a role in calling the United States Navy into action to rescue Vietnamese boat people in the South Pacific Ocean in 1979, and then order that we receive an average of 14,000 immigrants per month from the previous war zone. We are encouraged also other national leaders to follow our lead. Next, whom we should be thankful for. We are infinitely thankful to the American people. He had welcomed us with open arms, given us an opportunity to begin a new life for ourselves, our children.
Today we have very special day. After nearly a half century, we have to thank the American people. I received letter from President Carter yesterday. He said he want to come 20 years ago when he was 80 years old, but he cannot make it today as a special guest speaker today. And the last thing come, I share with you my personal story. By the January of this year, the doctor tell me that this is my last year. So what we going to do? I report to the board. We decide to use all the money we have for today. We pay everything for today. But yesterday the doctor also tell me that this is not the good news. This is the good or bad news, I don't know. He say I might live a few more years. Nobody knows that. So you know what was my problem. I still around here, but I have no money. That is the big problem, right? So the last thing I want I know you have not have much money.
Ladies and gentlemen, I also want to recognize to you one of my mentor back in college, and he's here with us today. He's also played an instrumental part. He was a founder and producer and host of a very popular Dân Sinh Media. Can you please give Mr. Phạm Phú Nam a big hand?
First, can I speak Vietnamese? So xin được kính chào toàn thể quý thân hữu của IRCC, Dân Sinh Media and Việt Museum. So today, you have seen I am a very, very special person today. Because I not only come alone, I have about 5 assistants, including Cindy Chavez. And also, I came here because of one thing. I believe a lot of you come here because of me too. Because I am having a brain cancer. Today I am very tired because of my blood pressure going down, so I can faint it and fall out any time. But I'll try my best because one important thing, I ask all of you for help. Today we celebrate and honor our community heroes. I ask all of you to help me. can you stand up? Can you help me to give a big hand to our community here? Zo Loppen, Congresswoman Cindy Sabe, County Supervisor, can you help?
Congresswoman Ashew.
I know you very long time ago with a very beautiful picture. But today, because of my eyes being blurred because of the sickness. Xin mời bác Lộc và thành viên hội đồng quản trị, xin mời Just Tuệ, bác Nguyễn Đức Cường. So I cannot say on the behalf of the whole big community, but I know everyone always appreciate what you did for our community. So congrats, man, my Honda, Congresswoman Jo Loppen already helped us for a long time fighting for human rights in Vietnam and save a lot of people from the Vietnamese communist prison. So they are our hero. But I want to recognize special help from Dave Cortese and Cindy Sabe. Because of my brain cancer, I haven't had a chance to visit, long at the service center. But that's a beautiful one. And I and Mr. Lau discussed, not now, but many 50 years from now, we don't have chance.
Ladies and gentlemen on the stage, please stand up for Congresswoman Anna Ashew and Congresswoman Zo Loppen. The special recognition of human rights and humanitarian efforts will go to Congresswoman Zo Loppen and Congresswoman Anna Ashew. As longtime members of the Tom Lantos Human Rights Commission, Reps Loppen and Ashew have been strong advocates for human rights and religious freedom around the world. We are fortunate to have these two leaders to represent and continue to fight for our community here in the Bay Area. Thank you so much for your effort. Yes, please give us a big hand for the two Congresswomen. So we're going to present one set for each of you, Congresswoman Zo Loppen and Anna Ashew, and we ask if you can please bring one back to former President Jimmy Carter as well as Mrs. John McCain, since they're not here today. Thank you. And Dr. Nguyễn Thượng Vũ will present Congresswoman Zo Loppen with a gift, so please bring back to former Jimmy Carter for us. Thank you so much. And we also have a book for you, Congresswoman Mike Honda. Thank you for coming. Yeah, thank you very much. So we're going to move on with the show.
Today is Thank You America Day. And when we look and when we celebrate Thank You America, I want to talk about two themes. One is the idea of giving and the other is gratitude. Someone once said, we make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. Let me say that again. We make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. 46 years ago, many of you know, many of us left Vietnam, and I left Vietnam as a child with my parents on a fishing boat. Spent 6 months in a refugee camp because my parents, like so many of you, wanted to give us a new life. And while we were in that refugee camp, this country, this wonderful, beautiful country, gave us an opportunity, a new life, and new freedom. When we arrived in this country, I didn't know how to speak English. I learned how to speak English by watching Bugs Bunny cartoons. 22 years later, graduated from law school because I wanted to give back to this country and to say thank you and gratitude and to show that gratitude. And I became a prosecutor to give back and to serve our community
with our friends in public safety. And I am fortunate enough that earlier this year was elected as the District Attorney of Sacramento County. The first Vietnamese American Southeast Asian to be elected to that position. Out of 2,400 elected DAs in this country, only 5 are of Asian descent. And so it's giving back to the community and showing the gratitude. And when we talk about giving and gratitude, I want to recognize some of the people up here. I want to recognize my good friend Mike Honda, former congressman, who early on supported so many of us in the community. I want to thank Zoe Lofgren, U.S. Congresswoman. And I remember going to the Thet Festival over in the fairground, and she was always there. And I want to thank our Congresswoman, Anna Eshoo, as well. Thank you so much for what you do. And I want to thank also Congressman Ro Khanna, who couldn't be here, but I also want to thank some of the great leaders from San Jose and Santa Clara County. State Senator Dave Cortese. And Supervisor Otto Lee, who's here as well. And I want to thank my good friend, Supervisor and candidate for Mayor, Cindy Chavez, who has been an advocate for our community.
Let me just say what an honor it is to be recognized this afternoon, and Nick Lockwood is right. It causes us to think back to the days that brought us here. You know, I remember, I've told this story before, but I don't know that I've revealed that it was Dennis Rockstraw's white sisters who were trying to get out of Vietnam before Saigon fell, and the embassy was insisting on original documents. It was foolishness. And I was on the phone working for Congressman Don Edwards when the phone went dead. Saigon had fallen. And that began a series of events. The Boat People's president, Mr. Carter, made sure that refugees were picked up. We had the first wave of refugees came to San Jose, up in the Los Gatos Catholic facility. I remember volunteering with the Red Cross to assist the new refugees, and of course that was just the beginning. You know, I think back on the people, because they're policy positions, but it's always about the individuals. I think about the Air Force, the Vietnamese Air Force heroes who came to the United States. They had been in camps. They had been tortured. And when they came to San Jose, they needed medical care, both for their physical and their emotional damage that had been done to them. So we were able to do that. And then to free people who had been stuck in Vietnam. I remember Major An, who lost both of his arms in a helicopter as he was trying to save American soldiers. And, you know, when he was stuck in Vietnam, those soldiers whose life he saved, they rallied round to make sure that his life would be saved, and it was. I remember when Jane Doe came to me to say that Con Thang Do, who had been arrested in Vietnam for what he said about freedom in San Jose. You can't do that. The communists can't do that. And I remember reaching across the aisle to then Treasury Secretary Hank Paulson, who went to Vietnam, the Asian Finance Conference, and told the Vietnamese communists that he would not speak to them. America would not do a deal with them if they didn't release Mr. Doe, which they then did. I remember going with Nancy Pelosi to Vietnam and meeting with dissidents at 5:30 in the morning. They had escaped from the glare of the communists to meet with us, to meet with the Speaker of the House and myself, because they never gave up fighting for freedom, even though the communists had taken over their country. I remember handing a list to the communist leaders in Hanoi, insisting that these political prisoners be released.
Thank you so much for today, and it is such an honor to be here. And I just wanted to say to Mr. Lockwood and Pham Phu that we understand Nam, and your point that you raised, which is you're saying to us, honor us further by protecting and building out the Vietnamese History Museum. And the answer to that is yes, that I will stay committed to doing that. And the Vietnamese American Service Center, let me just say this first to Dave, thank you for all the leadership you played on that, but more importantly to all of you, that building is intended to honor the elders that did so much to get their families here and to have a better start for the children of our community. So thank you for letting me be a part of the Vietnamese American community.
Thank you, Cindy. Good afternoon, kính chào quý vị. Tôi là Otto Lee, also another supervisor in District 3, serving alongside Cindy Chavez, who's done amazing work. Our county has certainly been very blessed to have this amazing Vietnamese American community for the past 47 years. And thanks to the insight and vision of both Cindy Chavez and David Cortese back in the days, early 2011 or so, to do this Vietnamese health status assessment, which is how the county responded to the community's need by building the Vietnamese American Service Center, the VASC, that we are all able to be so proud of. And I just want to say thank you for your leadership, both of you, for making this happen. And of course, every year, RLCC Red Here partners with so many organizations to host this Thank You America, Come On America event.